We're starting a new video series. It's called 3-Minute Theology. Our goal is to make videos that are hopefully helpful for people.
Yeah.
3 minutes long, not long.
Nope.
The reason for that is because we know any theological topic can be talked about extensively.
Yep.
We were just saying
Yeah.
we'll be thinking about theology in heaven for eternity, but we can also do things that can be very bite-sized and hopefully easy to understand. Maybe is the goal. So what we're going to do is try to package some of these in 3-minute little segments, and I've got a stopwatch running right now, and so I promise you that we will not go beyond 3 minutes on this video. Okay, so 3 minutes of theology. We thought we'd start with something that would be interesting for everybody, and that is the issue of the image of God. Man is made in the image of God.
Man is.
So we want to know, Jason, since you're the theological expert
Oh boy.
on staff, we want to know, what does that mean? What does it mean that we're made in the image of God? And then sort of the connections between those things. Like, what does it mean we're made in the image of God? Was that marred in some way? What's come of that?
Right.
Is there a restoration of those things? So you got 3 minutes. Give me what you think.
That's a great outline of it. That's exactly what we're going to go through. But in Genesis 1:26, 27, and 28, we get the image of God first time, right?
Yeah.
Let us make man in our image. Early sort of allusion to the Trinity.
Yeah.
But in God's image, in God's likeness. He uses image and likeness there, right? In verse 26. And, the Bible doesn't clearly lay out in great specificity what exactly all of that entails.
Yeah.
But we know that it does entail, like having a will, having morality. There's these inner attributes,
Yeah.
or like the communicable attributes of God that we can reflect, that we can have, and in that way, animals don't, for example, or vegetables don't have that. And really, the way that image is, I think, primarily reflected here in Genesis is that we are meant to rule.
Okay.
We're meant to have dominion. So he's the king. He rules over all. He's the sovereign one, and we're his under shepherds, or princes, princes and princes under the king, having dominion over the earth as God has called us to.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the beginning part.
That's the beginning.
And then that's how we're created.
Yeah.
And then what happened to that dominion? What took place?
So in Genesis 3, obviously, the dominion fell apart. The image of man has been marred. So the dominion falls apart because of sin.
Yeah.
We're no longer fit to rule over the earth. Creation is against us. Creation and man are not in harmony, where everything is just hunky-dory.
Yeah.
And sin has destroyed sin has not destroyed everything, but has just completely, it has ruined everything.
Marred,
And tainted everything. And internally, that's the problem, right? Like you were saying earlier, the image of God in us has been tainted, distorted, marred by sin, so that now we're born dead in sin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are we still, do we still have the image of God in us, even just by the very nature of who we are?
Yeah, we do. I mean, it's by the nature of being human beings, we are all made in the image of God, though it is marred by sin. So it's both, right?
Yeah. Good.
And we know that because post-fall, after the flood, God establishes a covenant with Noah not to destroy the earth with water ever again, right? And he puts in there, and I'm now trying to find it, but he puts in there about the issue of, in 9:6, that whoever sheds man's blood, by man his blood shall be shed. For in the image of God he made man. There it is right there. So it's a post-fall reality.
Yeah.
Meaning it's something that's part of our being as humans.
Yeah, okay, great. And then very lastly, we're just at 3 minutes right now, but the very last thing, is there a time when that will be restored, when the image of God will be restored in the person, in man, and the mar will be taken away?
Yeah, it will be restored. In Colossians 3, Ephesians 4, it says that we are being renewed according to the image of God, according to the image of Christ, and we're being made into His likeness on the inside and then eventually on the outside, where, like Philippians says, we're going to have a new body, and so we will be perfectly restored, image of God inside. And then we're going to bear the image of the man of heaven, 1 Corinthians 15, on the outside too. So fully restored one day through Christ.
Okay, so we have creation, we have the fall, we retain some of the image of God, and then that will all find its restoration in the person of Christ and our union with Him.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Very good. Well, hopefully that's helpful for you. We'll do more later. Thanks.